Yo, Elliot. Yo, so today we got a question from a bro who says, yo, Elliot, I can see, taste, and touch my goals. I know I'm going to achieve it. Why do I feel stressed out about it all the time, though? So, before we get into that question, bros, you want to know. My name's Elliot Hulse, strongman, strength coach. I've been making men strong on YouTube since 2007, and this is my wisdom channel. So if you got questions about anything related to life and you want the opinion of old Uncle Yo, I can offer you that, yo. So post your question down below and we'll make that happen. Cool? So here's a question. Yo, Elliot, I spent the last 9 years building my vision. 9 years. And this year, things finally starting to come together. I can see myself achieving my dream of financial freedom in the next 10 years. And I feel completely confident it's going to happen. But here's the thing. I'm feeling this huge stress because I just can't stop thinking about it. Every day, every second, it's on my mind. I have faith in myself and I believe in my plan, but I just don't understand why I'm feeling all this tremendous stress all the time. Do you have any advice? So, my man, the very first thing I want to do is acknowledge you. Thank you for sending your question in. And I'm going to just hit you real square in the face with this, bro. You feel that way because you don't believe that you can achieve it, yo. And that's the fact. You don't feel stressed out about things that are in the bag. Just like you don't feel stressed out when you go to the mailbox to pick up your mail because you know it's in the fucking box. You walk over to it, you take it, it's yours, and you walk back to the house. If you truly believe that what's 10 years from now, by the way, that's a red flag too, is on the way for you, but you feel stressed about it, it's because you don't believe the mail is actually in the box. You don't actually believe it's in there. Because otherwise it would be as simple as walking over to the thing, picking it up, and walking back home. You don't stress out about shit that you know. You don't know, you don't believe, and that's why you're having a problem, bro. And so one of the first things I want you to know is that your level of stress comes, number one, from the fact that you don't believe it's possible. You're bullshitting yourself. And you've built up too much importance. There's too much karma behind it. It's too built up. You ever be around a bunch of people and somebody tells a joke and other people don't get the joke and then he's got to explain the joke and it's just taking too long and everybody's like, oh, it's just too built up, right? It needs to be spontaneous. Spontaneous shit feels good and unfolds in a natural way. Things that you have to build up over time, especially if you have anxiety around it, increase in importance. Fascinating concept that I learned reading a book called Transurfing Reality Transurfing. Dan Leland is the name of the author. And he talks about how, we get or don't get the things in life that we want or don't want because of the way we think about them, right? Long story short. And one of the things he talks about is that when we have a goal, something that we want, and we have too much hang up about it, there's too much importance, that's the term he uses. He says you give it too much importance. What we do is we create imbalance in natural forces. He calls it creating imbalance in natural forces. So the natural forces become imbalanced and you start to have too much heavy emotions on one side and nature just has to balance shit out. You created an imbalance by having too much importance in something, so nature's going to balance it out by either just wiping it clean slate from your life and saying you can't have that, it's just too much, we need to come back to balance, humble yourself essentially, or you're just going to stress yourself out until you get sick. You're going to have liver disease, you're going to have heart disease, you're going to have a heart attack, and it'll just make yourself fucking crazy. So too much importance. You disrupted balanced forces. That's the way he says it. You disrupted balanced forces. So what do? Okay, well, first of all, it's good to have a goal. It's good to have a goal that's a little ways away. You say 10 years. Okay, it's okay, I get it. But then you also said 9 years you've been thinking about this, and 10 years from now you're gonna get it. That's 20 years. That is man, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in the next 20 years. How can you come up with an idea about what's gonna unfold in 20 years? I understand that there's a vision and that's cool, you can have that, but it's not a real, tangible, actual thing. It's a fucking dream. And that's why you don't believe in it, because you know it's a bullshit dream. What you gotta do is you have to step back, right? So, okay, 10 years from now, step back to where you are today. Okay, now, all you really can do is see a few steps in front of you. You're imagining that shit. You could see it out there, but it's way too far out there, and that's why you have anxiety. That's why you have anxiety. Like it's like looking up at a skyscraper, right? And like you're a window cleaner. I'm just making shit up. And like you realize like, oh fuck, I gotta get all the way to the top of that building by the end of the day to clean all these windows. You're gonna have all kinds of stomach problems. You're gonna be anxious. You're gonna be nervous. You're gonna have the kind of problems that you have right now. But if that window cleaner, right? And I'm not a window cleaner, so I'm just making shit up. But if he's like, okay, well, I got the first floor. I can do that. He take care of the first floor. Gets to the end of the first floor. He's like, okay, no problem. Second floor. It's right here. Boom. I can clean the second floor. As you back up from the tall building of your big dream, you start to realize, well, there's a chain in the steps. There's a step. If you need to focus on something, you need to focus on the step that's right in front of you. The dream ultimately is just a nice idea. Reality is, I got this shit right in front of me. In the Bible, it says, Lord, thank you for being a light unto my feet. Right? This is in Psalms of King David, lots of wisdom. And he doesn't say, Lord, thank you for being a spotlight into my future, giving me a crystal ball. No, he says, thank you for being a light unto my feet. Where are your feet? Your feet are right where the fuck you are. And your feet, you might be able to see 1 foot in front of your foot. What do you need? You just need to see the next step. You just need to know where the next step is. You don't need to have the whole thing planned out. And I think you're probably one of those kind of guys that's trying to strategize and plan 10 years from now. You can't. You absolutely cannot. In fact, I have a hard time even creating a plan for a year from now. Fuck, I got ADHD. A year from now? I can't think about a year from now. If I come up with a plan in 2025 for what's going to happen a year from now, I have to plaster it on my wall, or I got to look at it every day so that I remember, oh, that's what I'm doing. But from day to day, I'm looking at, okay, what do I need to do this month? Even quarters are too long for me, although I do plan for quarters. And I get to the end and I'm like, okay, return and review. How did it work out? Month? Month is like right within my wheelhouse. I can plan for a month from now. And a week, they're just stepping stones to what's gonna happen in the month. And every day, I just look at my calendar and know what I have to do that day without planning miles ahead. So that's it. That's all, man. You have too much importance built up on it. I think you need to let your dream go. And it doesn't mean don't have the dream, but stop holding on so damn tight to it. You're clinging to it. And that which you cling to is going to destroy you. And this is destroying you. Focus on what's in front of you. Keep your vision in mind lightly. Keep it lightly in your mind. And then focus on executing with excellence this day. Done.